আসসালামু আলাইকুম, আমি রবিনা মারুফ হোয়াইট নিউজ বাংলার সাথে। আমি আশা করি আপনার ভাই ভালো আছি। ভাই এখানে আমি আসি नेशनल हिस्ट्री म्यूज़ियम जो कि वाक़या है मीनार पाकिस्तान में लाहौर में। भाई साहब यहाँ पे मैं आज आया क्योंकि यहाँ पे मुझे मालूम पड़ा है कि बांग्लादेश के हवाले से बहुत ज़्यादा मवाद यहाँ पे रखा गया है और जो यानी कि यानी कि 1971 से पहले 1947 से भी पहले जितना भी लोगों ने जद्दोजहद किया, बंगाली लोगों ने जो पार्टिसिपेट किया था उस जद्दोजहद में, तहरीक आज़ादी में, वो सारा मवाद भी यहाँ पे है। चलो अभी अंदर जाते हैं और देखते हैं कि क्या क्या चीज़ें यहाँ पे मौजूद है। भाई ये है हमारा नेशनल हिस्ट्री म्यूज़ियम। टू बी ऑनेस्ट मैं इतने साल से रह रहा लाहौर में, पर मैं अभी तक नहीं गया। यहाँ पे मैं भी तुम लोगों के साथ पहली बार ये देखने लगा है। अभी इस वक्त मैं बिल्कुल म्यूज़ियम के अंदर मौजूद है। आम लोगों को यहाँ पे वीडियो शूट करना अलाउ नहीं होता है। मैंने इनको आके बताया कि मैं व्हाइट न्यूज़ बांग्ला के साथ है और पाकिस्तान और बांग्लादेश के रिलेशनशिप को प्रमोट कर रहा है, तो फिर इन्होंने अपने मैनेजर से बात करके मुझे परमिशन ले दिया और यहाँ पे मुझे इन्होंने बंदा भी इंडोर्स किया हेल्प आउट करने के लिए।
My name is Mohammad Shamsher and I have already taken 2 degrees in history, bachelor and master. Now I am doing PhD in history. Yeah.
Perfect. तो अभी ये हमें हेल्प आउट करने वाले हैं।
The history of this museum, basically the National History Museum, starts from East India Company. So here is the logo of East India Company, which is the change logo, and you can say that's the second logo of East India Company, who came here in 17th century for the purpose of trading, import and export. And the country's logo, Dutch, French and Portuguese are representing, and the line tail of fish. The first logo represents a fish, and fish represents the East India Company came here through seaways, the ships. And if you please focus on these boxes, and here is the written on these boxes, British East India Trading Company, and here is the below of EIC, which stands for East India Company. And there is a sack by the name of salt. So what types of things, goods they were exporting, like cotton, different misala jat of this region. And also after then we have a very famous war fought in this area by the name of War of Independence in 1857. And you know at that time cameras don't exist at all. So here is an oil painting of War of Independence, and basically Meerut was a place, a city from where the War of Independence was started. And then in 1858 the British Raj started in this area, you know, in Indian subcontinent. And when did the British Raj ended? You know, in 1947 when the partition was held between India and Pakistan. Okay, so then we have a digitalized video of whole, like the company Raj, War of Independence, British Raj, and this is just only a 1 minute and 20 seconds video. Yeah. So here is the picture elaboration of Mughal Darbar, and you know better Zahiruddin Babur was the first Mughal emperor in Indian subcontinent, you know. So as I already told you, the East India Company came here to ships. So here is the flag of UK, Dutch, French and Portuguese. There was the same boxes as elaborated in upper tableau of this museum. And then here only the UK existed. So in 1608, the East India Company came here in Surat. Surat was a place basically in Indian subcontinent, now existed in Gujarat. And after then we have seen Aurangzeb demised, weakened Mughal rule, which started to rule in 1707 after the Mughal decline started. Then we have seen the Indian subcontinent war and some invaders like Nadir Shah Irani in 1739. Then a very famous war was fought between Nawab and Mir Jafar in 1757 by the name of War of Plassey. Then a contract between Britishers and Mughals was held in 1803. Here is the picture of the last Mughal emperor, Bahadur Shah Zafar. He wore a crown in 1837 for 20 years because after 20 years, the war of independence was started in this region, in Indian subcontinent. So here is the coins, and we have a separate section of coins for all, like pre-partition and partition, post-partition. So here are the glimpses of War of Independence, which started in 1857. So I'm guessing that their culture, like their uniforms, we can guess these are all the Britishers, and if you focus on their wearing and dressing, these are locals here of Indians. And the war was fought in 1857 by the name of a very famous, the War of Independence. And at the end of the day, we have lost this war, and the Britishers are waving their flag, means they have won the war. In 1858, the British Raj was started in this area in Indian subcontinent. And when did this ended? In 1947, when when the partition was held here in this region. And then we have a very famous map of Johnson, was the person who basically made this map of Indian subcontinent. And if you focus on this map, here is a written HINDOSTAN, Hindustan. So basically this is a map of Hindustan, and the red line represents the areas under like Britishers in after 1858, the British Raj. So it is a very famous map made by Johnson. Johnson was a very famous map maker, and this is a very initial map of made by Johnson of Indian subcontinent.
उम्मीद करता है आज का वीडियो आपको बहुत अच्छा लगा होगा, और आपको वीडियो अच्छा लगा तो वीडियो को लाइक करिएगा, कमेंट करिएगा और चैनल को ज़रूर सब्सक्राइब करिएगा। और मज़ीद अच्छी वीडियो पाने के लिए वाइट न्यूज़ बंगला के साथ जुड़े रहिएगा। अल्लाह हाफ़िज़।